routine will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a gate. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set, and airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Morning, folks. You join us as we have just started our descent down into Edinburgh. It's very much a wintry day. You see some snow on the ground over there. We have been in the air for nigh on 3 hours. We left Dubrovnik Airport, as I say, about 3 hours. Pushed back about 3 hours 4 minutes ago, and yeah, we have just started our descent. We're expected to land on runway 24 at Edinburgh, and weather's not very exciting. We've got a breath of wind almost straight down the runway at us, so that should prove no problems, no factor. Ceiling and visibility good. -4 is the temperature, so a little bit chilly. I've taken auto brake 2. If we have a look at the performance, I've taken auto brake 2. Don't to be braking too hard. We'll just take it easy. That should be plenty of scope there. Landing approximately 5,700 feet after touchdown. Just looking out the window. There's an aircraft there. Pumping out a contrail. TCAS hasn't got him, as he's no factor. Well above us. There you go. So we are. Let's go back to our page here. You can see what we're going to do. We're going to go to AGPHED. We've been cleared down to 26, which is exactly the constraint here, 26,000 feet. We'll then take a slight left turn. I anticipate we'll be, well, we need to have vectors anyway. Our arrival ends at Tartan, and then we'll have some radar vectors from ATC to take us right down. Just tie in where this is doing.
43 Mike Delta. Contact Scottish Control 119.875.
Contact Scottish Control 119.875.
Being handed over there, but I think we've gone a bit too excitable with the volume. Turn that down a touch.
Channel for 3 Mike Delta. Good day. Descending via AGP1 Echo. Flight level 277.
Channel 43 Mike Delta. Scottish Control. Radar contact.
Yeah. So we're toying with the idea of doing an Autoland. We'll see how we go. May or may not do one. You can see down there, there's just a huge expanse of mist in that area. So that's the weather that's looking to greet us at the moment. Let's do a descent checklist. We're well behind the curve.
Channel 43 Mike Delta. Descend to 7,000 feet. QNH 1006.
So
Descend to 7,000 feet. QNH 1006. Channel for 3 Mike Delta.
down to 7,000. We have the same local pressure set in there, so that's all good. So let's level change, and then we can VNAV above profile. So I'll just pop out the speed brake. As you can see here, let me just unlock my head tracker. This is our vertical path deviation. So we were 500 and odd feet outside. So if I just stow that air brake now, speed brake rather, I'll leave it in the arm position, but we're now ducked below, and the computer is putting us back on track. So there we are. We're slightly oscillating around our descent path. The computer will get its act together in a moment. There you go. We've settled down now. So there we are, back on track. So as you can see here, our next constraint is 7,000 feet by tartan. That's all in the box. Also our deceleration here. So at the moment we're showing 261, even though that's not our actual speed. Our speed over the ground is 311 knots. We've got 51 knots of offset headwind, which is holding us back somewhat on our progress page here. We're expected into Edinburgh at 11:47, some 20 minutes away, and we're expected to land with 2.2 tons worth of fuel. So all good in that respect. Just coming to the fringes of that of that mist layer. So we're descending at about 1,700 feet per minute. Nice leisurely descent. We are currently, excuse me as I sort of move my head around off screen, we're just to the northwest of Newcastle. So we've got, as I say, a nice leisurely descent. We're into the standard arrival now. So at Haven we need to be below 250 knots indicated. That's perfectly achievable. Taking the liberty earlier on of putting in the iOS courses into both computers. So you see there on the eyebrow screen, eyebrow panel there, 240 left and right. The heading, because I've got no heading discipline, should be 300. There you go, that's dialed in. And obviously 7,000 represents the fact that we are telling the computer it is free to descend down to 7,000, but there it must stop. Yeah, I was messing around with the descent checklist, wasn't I?
0 set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach briefing of fuel.
Discussed.
Indicated airspeed and altimeter box.
VREF 128. Minimums 300 feet. Checked and set.
Descent checklist completed.
Okay. Fasten seatbelts can come on. We'll put a range around the airfield of 9 miles. So we go to fix, and the identifier for the iOS there is India Tango Hotel. There it is. iOS DME for Edinburgh. So select that. We're not going to worry about radial, but we are wanting a fix of 9 miles, and we pop that in there, and you'll see now this range ring of 9 miles, just so that we've got some form of reference and scale. So our approach will take us Excuse me, I'll just pause this up again. Our approach will take us out over the estuary, and we'll then do a left-hand turn back towards the airfield and land on runway 24, which all sounds very nice. The Firth of Forth. That's where we're going. Firth of Forth. So, spectacularly clear morning today. You can see for miles and miles.
Channel 43 Mike Delta. Contact Edinburgh approach 128.98.
Contact Edinburgh approach 128.98. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
Okay, so that's us.
Edinburgh, Channels for 3 Mike Delta, flight level 130 with information Charlie.
Channel 43 Mike Delta, Edinburgh approach QNH 1006. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 24.
QNH 1006. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 24. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
You can see a little bit of speed bleeding off here. The engines have rolled back a little bit. Let's try and make that 250. Just pop the air brake, call it an air brake, speed brake. It's military, isn't it? I think parlance that, but anyway. Okay, so we're just tracking now to our final fix for our standard arrival, which is Tartan. Other aircraft going straight over the top of the airfield. There is the Firth of Forth. As you can see, I'm going to continue on this course, and then we shall be vectored off across the water before being told to come back in. Got 10 checks.
Descending, flight level 100. 10 checks.
10 checks. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing. Fuel 4. Pumps on. Lights. Angle of bank. Air conditioning and pressurization. 4.1. Fasten belts. Recall 121.50 deselected.
So a number of things to do there. Put the engines onto continuous ignition should we have a problem. At least the engines will be trying to start themselves. We came off a frequency call 121.
Channel 43 Mike Delta. New Tartan heading 020. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 24.
Tartan heading 020. Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 24. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
Nope. So if I pre-select 020, that is the direction that we're going to head off away from Tartan. We are 3.5 miles from Tartan, so I engage that about 2 miles, because by the time this old girl starts to bank away, that's 2.2, 2.1, and boom. So heading select, which takes us out of LNAV.
Channel 43 Mike Delta, turn right, heading 020, vectors for the approach.
Turn right, heading 020. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
Channel 43 Mike Delta, descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend to 5,000 feet. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
So going down to 5. As mentioned, our final approach fix altitude, where wind set the glide slope is 3,000. I've got auto brake 2 already selected here. We've got our speed brake armed. So we're heading out 020, but we're getting pushed a little bit by a 15 knot wind coming from left to right, so that's pushing us off course a little bit. So you can adjust for that. As you can see, we're heading out on a slight north easterly track. This is the sort of waypoint before the final approach fix, just to get lined up, and this is indeed the final approach fix, where we will ride the iOS beam down to the runway. Even looks a little bit chilly, doesn't it? A bit wintry out there. Right, we'll call our frisk.
Frequencies 108.90. Standby instruments set. Courses 240 and 240. Frisk complete.
Excellent. So we've got the right things dialed in on our nav radios, and we have the right courses dialed in on the let's call it an autopilot, because that's what most of us know it as. It's a little bit of low cloud there. Wisps that we're flying through. Oh my days. Thought we'd set standard and we haven't, have we? Crikey.
Set QNH 1006. Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments.
That's why we have checklists,
Set
kids.
and cross-check.
Approach aids.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist completed.
That's why we have checklists.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked.
Oh, that was a mistake. That was the wrong button to press. Oh my days. Going to pot. Oh, that's not the end of the world having the flaps one out.
Edinburgh, Easy 36 Romeo X-ray. Good day, 600 feet.
Easy 36 Romeo X-ray, Edinburgh departure, identified. Climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Easy 36 Romeo X-ray.
So we zoom in now. into this display. That's obviously 5 miles, the 5 mile ring. So it's about 6 or 7 to the extended centre line.
Channel 43 Mike Delta, turn left, heading 340, descend to 4,000 feet.
Turn left, heading 340, descend to 4,000 feet. Channel for 3 Mike Delta.
Okay, so down to 4,000, and we are heading 340, which is perpendicular to our final approach fix. So we can let some speed off now. I'll bring that down quite markedly.
Channel 43 Mike Delta, for mile from CI24, turn left, heading 285, maintain 3,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 24.
Turn left, heading 285, 3,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS runway 24, Channel for 3 Mike Delta.
Flaps 5.
Speed checked.
On the localizer. So we are descending whilst turning and looking to intercept our localizer. You can see here how good a job we're doing. Localizer is going to intercept rather nicely, which is all good.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Gear down. Speed checked. Flaps 15. Speed brake up.
Yeah, not the best. Couple of things a bit raggedy there. Speed management was a bit rough. Say a bit rough, it's quite a lot rough. But hey.
Channel 43 Mike Delta, contact Edinburgh Tower 118.705.
So we've armed the approach mode now.
705, Channel for 3 Mike Delta.
So this is our course deviation, and this is our sort of slope deviation.
ILS runway 24.
Flaps 30.
Speed checked.
Channel for 3 Mike Delta, Edinburgh Tower, wind 250 at 6, runway 2 for cleared to land.
Runway 2 for cleared to land. Channel for 3 Mike Delta.
Okay, so we've intercepted the glide slope now. We're descending on that. We just started doing that. Glide slope's indicated there. Our speed is we're a couple of knots above what we were going to touch down with, so that's bleeding off quite nicely. Our flaps are deployed. We've got our speed brake armed. Our flaps are at the landing section.
Continuous.
Recall. Landing checklist to flaps. Start switches.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Armed. Green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Auto brake.
2, set.
Flaps.
Complete the checklist.
Flaps.
30, green light.
Landing lights.
Complete the checklist.
Landing lights.
On.
Landing checklist completed.
Okay. So we're about all set. We've got our missed approach altitude dialed in on the in the altitude window, so that's all good. Let's go for an Autoland. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we've got both computers now, both autopilot computers, cross-referencing, cross-checking one another, which is the only way you can do an Autoland is to have them both engaged. You have to engage it above 800 feet on the radio altimeter. So as you can see, we have our nose is slightly crabbed. Let's just pop outside because I don't have to worry about too much inside right now. There indeed we are. We've got a slight crab on, as you can see. And yeah, computer's doing a very good job. So we'll just monitor everything. Obviously, computers aren't infallible, make mistakes, so we just need to be aware. The threshold's coming up on 2.5 miles away. We're on profile, both in terms of heading and indeed altitude. There indeed is a city. So all's looking good. If you look out the window here, you can see 2 white, 2 red, which are our PAPI lights, again indicating that we're on the correct vertical profile.
500 feet.
Checked.
So that's 500 feet.
300. Approaching minimums.
Computer's doing a superb job.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30.
Slight flare.
10.
Speed brake up. Versus normal. 3, 6%. 100 knots.
Checked.
80 knots.
Checked.
60 knots.
Checked.
Channels for 3 Mike Delta. Exit next available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
You can clean up.
Roger.
Channels for 3 Mike Delta. Contact ground 121.908. Have a good day.
Ground 121.908. Channels for 3 Mike Delta.
Hand luggage safely stowed until the seatbelt signs have been switched off. Before you leave the aircraft, please ensure you have all your personal items and hand luggage with you. Please be careful when opening overhead lockers as items may fall out causing injury. We'd like to remind you that smoking is not permitted until you've reached a designated smoking area. If you require assistance when you leave the aircraft, please contact a member of our ground staff. If you're connecting to another flight today and hold a boarding card and transfer wallets advising you of your departure terminal, please follow the signs to flight connections. on to your departure terminal, and please check your gate number in the departure lounge. To avoid missing your onward flight, we strongly recommend that you go straight to your departure terminal. For those of you who do not have a boarding card, please go directly to the Flight Connections desk. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire airline, thank you very much for choosing to fly with us today, and we hope to see you again in the near future. Thank you.
Tenex 43 Mike Delta requests taxi to company gate.
Channix for 3 Mike Delta did not copy.
APU on the buses.
Gemstone 53 Echo Echo, Edinburgh ground. Thanks for Charlie. Expect runway 24, Route 1 November
Channix for 3 Mike Delta, radio check.
Channix for 3 Mike Delta, reading you loud and clear.
Right, let's try and get it to respond. Tenex 43 Mike Delta request taxi to company gate. Now, it shouldn't really be them, but I'm just trying to get a rise out of it. Some gremlins today. Tower Tenex 43 Mike Delta request taxi.
Channix for 3 Mike Delta, I didn't get that.
Tenex 43 Mike Delta request taxi to company gate.
Channix for 3 Mike Delta, I didn't get that.
That's very odd, isn't it? Very odd. Computer there just letting me know that it performed a very good landing. .15 G, 194 feet per minute descent. Landed just long of the ideal touchdown zone, but yeah, can't really criticise that too much. So let's see if we can get a tune out of the ATC now to sign as a gate, and then we can shut down. Seems to have a little bit of a moment.
43 Mike Delta, pushback not cleared. Immediately stop your pushback. Possible pilot deviation. Channix 43 Mike Delta, I have a number for you to call. Advise ready to copy.
Yeah, I've got a number for you to call.
Roger that. Channix for 3 Mike Delta.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been my response. Yeah, it's not really realised that we're yeah, never mind. It didn't really realise that we were on our way in. It thought we were on our way out. Silly sausages. Anyway, we'll just get ourselves to our own gate. Thank you very much. Let's step up the pace a little bit. Crawl in somewhat. scenery here at Edinburgh is payware, but I think you can readily tell that's the case, as it is pretty special. So we'll take this taxiway Echo here. Slow down a touch for the turn. That's a nice little slalom there. Thank you very much. Take a bow. So we need stand 10, I think. That's 6 and 7. There's our ground staff over there. Stand 9. And stand 10. Excellent. So let's get ourselves righted. Keep the speed up. And our APU is on. Excellent, so we can put on the parking brakes, cut off the fuel to the engines. Excellent.
Transit shutdown checklist.
Electrical.
On APU.
Fasten belts.
Off.
Fasten belts.
Off. Cabin crew disarm slides and cross-check.
Probe heat.
Turn the probe heats off. Excellent, they're already done.
Off.
Anti-ice.
That's never been on.
Voice recorder.
Yep.
Air conditioning packs.
Auto.
Engine bleeds.
On.
APU bleed.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Let's change that.
Steady. Set.
Start switches.
Off.
Auto brake.
Off.
Speed brake.
Down. Detent.
Flaps.
Up. No lights.
Parking brake.
Set.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Transponder.
2000 standby.
Transponder.
Let's pop into standby. And let's wind that down to 2000. And then Dave's happy.
2000 standby.
CVRCB.
In.
Cockpit door.
Unlocked.
Transit shutdown checklist completed.
Excellent.
Reporting requested.
Part's a bit short, did I? Well, whatever with your mate out there, because he did his cross over his head, so don't kick off with me. That air bridge, I think, is probably just damaged the plane, but never mind. We'll blame that on Edinburgh Airport Services. There she is, the old girl. Baggage loaders jumping on it already. Let's request ground power. We'll take the strain off our own batteries. Wait for that to come on. There it is. Excellent. Excellent. So we'll go and get our tea and biscuits now. As the passengers disembark and the baggage can come off. There we are. First of the bags are coming off, and we'll call that a lovely flight for today. We'll see you on the next one.